In this world of mind control through the mainstream media, the stand-up comedian plays an important role in pushing home as much propaganda as its script creators desire. To see how fabricated these characters are, look at the Texan comedian Bill Hicks. Played by the same person who now plays Alex Jones, both personas were used to stir up rebellion in anyone unfortunate enough to fall for their nonsense. Looking at the British comedy scene, it's clear to see the same tactics are used. Another faux anarchist used to propagate unrest is Russell Brand, who took on the very people that paid his wages in a series of videocasts leading up to the 2015 UK general election, insisting people shouldn't vote, only to do a U-turn at the last minute and throw his support behind the Labour Party, as if one political party are any different to the other. And then you have the likes of Ricky Gervais, who formerly played the role of a musician, Stephen Fry, a long-time pusher of unwise morals, and a co-star of his, Rick Mail, whose own part in fabricating news events were hinted at in his work. These talented individuals, some of whom I've been a fan of for years, such as Steve Coogan, I've now come to see them for what they are, catchers of anyone that sees past the first wall of lies. I've come to believe that for every official narrative there is an official conspiracy theory, and these comedians play the part of sending people down dead ends. One example is when Coogan, in the guise of Alan Partridge, took part in a radio interview with his former On the Hour co-star Chris Morris, where they discussed some major events and poked holes in the plot. They then went on to highlight many things that came out of the official story. These alternatives are presented in the style of many true words are said in jest, but are designed to half open the eyes of the audience before diverting them somewhere else completely. Coogan has been back on the BBC lately, taking an aim at items such as the supposed feminist movement. In one sketch, he appears in a car full of what appears to be young women, but is quite clearly men in drag, although they only admit to one of these actually being a man.
And the redhead, whose backside I patted, don't worry, that's merely a shaved boy in a wig. With the help of their...
The show, this time with Alan Partridge, takes a dig at the format of journalist entertainment, current event shows, and what could go wrong if TV was played out in an environment that isn't completely controlled. One of the characters portrays a Lorraine Kelly style of presenter. Susan Fielding mimics the attributes flawlessly in what is probably a nod to the audience that these people are playing a part, tying in well with the recent revelations that Kelly, who has presented breakfast magazine shows since the 80s, considers herself a theatrical artist, or an actor, to give it another term. Does that mean she is as phony as a shaved boy in a wig? Has everything we've ever been led to believe about the Scotswoman over the years been fabricated? And what about all the guests she's had on beside her? Are they also actors playing a role? It sure seems that way. Nothing presented in mainstream media is genuine. Many of the comedians claim to be atheists, but scratch the surface a little bit and join the dots and it becomes obvious. These people serve and worship Satan, who is only capable of deception. As the book of John, chapter 8, verse 44 tells us, you belong to your father, the devil, and you want to carry out your father's desires. He was a murderer from the beginning, not holding to the truth, for there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks his native language, for he is a liar and the father of lies. Thank you for taking the time to watch this, and share any views or opinions you may have. And God bless and acknowledge your Creator. Thank you.